Welcome back to my class. I am Haleema available through WhatsApp, and I am looking forward to classes online meeting. History. What is history? History describes the past and the development of mankind and society can be known through history. History being story of a man, what he has done in the past and now what he is doing, functions as a treasure house of a man experienced, how he experienced in the past, and it is like a laboratory to all social sciences that political, economic, social, cultural, religious, liberty activity of a man can be known only through the history. Why we are planning that no, we have not to done like this, we have to do like this. Why? Because the man has experienced already that all the things, but it not getting the actual objective and actual goal. That's why we have changing our plan and we have changing our activities for the development of a state. Through the past only we are deciding that this activity we have to done, this law and regulations we have to implement for the state and for the citizens, for the better state and for the better government. Getting? Through the past only we are learning. We can learn and we can observe that what the human society has done in past and what we have to do now for the better future, for the welfare of the society and for the strong government. Okay. It describes the different associations of man from the earliest. History conveys the information of the present society and the development in the past in the areas like state, civilization, culture, religion, economic activities, what we has written in the record of different events, movements, their causes, interrelations. History provides the information of a study of political activity in the past. The birth and the development of social ideas and institutions is known through history only. How we are come to know that that person has done like this, their activities has come to the revolution, the governments have fallen on, the countries are attacking to each other and the governments are going very hard and the governments are going very smoothly in other countries. How we have come to know all these things in the past? We will not there. Through the history only we are coming to know that in that period that peoples, that thinkers, that great personalities has done something for the better development of a state, for the structuring of a good government. Through the history only we are come to know that. Okay. History without political sciences has no fruit. Political science without history has no root. Yes, of course, they are like the tree which are depend on one another. Present is depend on history and now future is depend on present, like this only. Okay. There has been the continuous transformations and development of political institutions since the earliest period of history. Of course, the political sciences has been changed time to time and period to period. Through that only the institutions also, the period, the thinking, the transformations and the development, of course they will be changed through the past to the present and it will be changed to the future also. Okay. The evolution of different political institutions through the age is recorded in history. History is the foundation of political science. Through that foundation only, through the thinking only, through the written records only, we come to know that what was happened in that period. Okay. A comparative study of the previous political institutions and the contemporary political activities provides a scope to find the ideal and the stable political sciences and as well as the political institutions. When we know that that is wrong, we can do that the same thing for that. No, na? When we come to know that that is wrong means we will change our perspective, we will change our thinking and as well as we will change our activities to achieve a perfect goal. Yes, like this the political institutions are also changed by time to time. Through the history only we have come to know that the political sciences has done this much for the political sciences and for the political activities. Okay. The knowledge of political activity is very much essential to understand that events like movements of an individual and of an Indian National Congress, how they have changing. Okay. And the French Revolution, how it is take place and why it is take place, why the French Revolution has done in past, what is that, what were there, how they are suffering, what they are suffering, why the cause of revolution is take place. All these things we know through the history only. The French Revolution, the Russian Revolution, and the theories like the two nation theory of the Muslim League, and also to estimate their impact. In the same way, it is possible to study the concept proposed by the Plato, proposed by the Aristotle and other philosophers in the light of knowledge of history of ancient Europe. There are the different political thinkers who define, who explain the political activities in history. It is essential for a student to know about the history of his man, raised to study of the constitution for foreign policies of his race. Of course, if we know, we can do better. Okay. The knowledge of political science is essential to history. In the same way, the knowledge of history to political science. Political science and history can be contribute for the development of any civilized society in the spirit of mutual cooperations. Of course, history discuss different earmark and identify events. Of course, we know that. Whereas the political science deals with the concept and institutions like sovereignty, public policy, classification of constitutions and different political parties, all these things are including in the history through the political science, and the involvement of political science with the history, we come to know all these things. The history of political science not only deals with the past and the present, but also with the future. Here this is the history, how the political science is defining history and how the history is interlinking with the political science. Now we will see that the political science dealing with the economics, how it is dealing and how it is supporting to the economic, and how the economic is interrelating with the political sciences. Okay. Economic studies like wealth, production, distribution and exchange of goods. The four basic things of economics is that wealth, production, distribution and exchange of goods. It studies about the various methods of wealth. Economics is a sociological study of the aspects like wealth, production and distribution and exchange of goods. All the social institutions and the political theories place the human life on a right track. A clearly defined political system is a very essential for a man to become a good and ideal citizen. Of course, economic helps in different way to study the human welfare. Okay. Here, the economics tries to coordinate the methods of satisfying unlimited wants with limited resources. See, listen carefully here how the economics is interrelating and how the economics try to coordinate with the individuals and how it affects the duties and rights of the individual. Through this, how the state suffer and how the government suffer. See, economics tries to coordinate the methods of satisfying unlimited wants with limited resources. Lack of peace and dissatisfaction prevail in a society when the economic needs are not satisfied. Of course, if you are not getting anything what you want it badly, means what you will do? You will do anything to get it. Okay. See, the primary needs of any individual and every individual is that food, clothing, shelter, education and medical care or medical aid are to be satisfied for the every individual. Otherwise, they will become sorrowful. If the basic needs are not satisfied to the individual to spend all this energy for that purpose only. But poverty stricken and the individual has to spend all this energy to get all these things for the basic need of individuals. Get it? Of course, the individual will do for getting anything what he want to get. If the things are not satisfying, if the government of the state is not giving the satisfied things and the basic things to the individual, they will be sorrowful and they will be unhealthy state. Okay. If the poverty is stricken, the society gives the scope for the prevalence of immorality and antisocial elements. If individuals suffering from hunger, ignorance and ill health cannot be a position to access his political aims and responsibilities. Of course, if he is not enough to do all these things, then what he will do? We will see what he will do. If he is not satisfied by all these basic things, what he will do, we will see. Okay. He restores so many crimes to satisfy his hunger. Such individuals entertains a spirit and to adopt illegal means for his progress. Of course, like this, he cannot use his rights properly and discharge his duties. Of course, a citizen without the basic needs cannot understand the value of right to vote. Means here, vote is having a full of power. Through the vote, we can change the government. We can change the rules. So here, what we are accepting through our leader, through our monitor, he is not giving that enough much of satisfaction to us, means what will we do? We will change our leader. Why? Because we are not satisfying with the even with the basic things. So it will be changed and it will show that the right of vote, it will show that the power of vote. So here that the citizen without the basic needs cannot understand the value of right to vote. If the citizens are not getting the basic things and not satisfying with the basic things, then what is the meaning of a vote? Choose that leader for our society, that he will not satisfying the individual, it will be changed. The communists feel that the democracy can be successful without socialist economy. Aristotle warned that economic inequalities led to social revolutions. Of course, the revolutions will take place, the conflicts will come to the society, the differences will raise up, and there will be the conflicts between the societies, individuals, stated governments and citizens. Okay, why? Because all these are happening for the basic needs and for the satisfaction only. Here, even though the political science and economics are the two different disciplines, but their common aim is for the welfare of the people, is for the welfare of state, is for the welfare of good government. Okay. The politics related to the production, consumption, proper use of exchange units, removing inflation and the contributing for the national wealth, promotion of industrial development are very much considerable for all above the policies. If quite possible to solve many economic problems functions by taking a part in the sphere of production, the state has to keep the participate in some programs and some activities like taxation, marketing, food production, distribution, promoting employment, exports and imports. Of course, through these things, through these activities, through this participation of state in these activities, it should be good and very supportive for the individual and as well as for the government. Here, the productive forces is an economy accelerated the spread of Marxism. Economy reasons had played a major role for out of promoting employment, exports and imports invariability to realize the aims of production and development. Of course, state has to be participate in all these activities and for the progress and for the welfare and for the supportive state to the individual and for the government. The productive forces in an economy accelerated the spread of Marxism. The economy reasons has played a major role for the breakout of the Second World War. The origin of Nazism and fascism is basically due to the economic reasons. It is pointed by many scholars that the Britain delayed to declare the Indian independence due to the economic reasons only. Why it is so happened that through the economic only and for the economic only they have done all these things and we have suffered a lot of struggle for our freedom. The economic reasons are the root cause for many new political theories and movements also. The economic conditions influence the political decisions and the politics of the government. Of course, if there is a industrial development means the economy is very high. Just now we will see that how the economy is influencing the political sciences, how the economy is affecting any country and how the revolutions has take place through the economy only and how the struggle have to face if there is no economy, if there is no satisfaction and if there is no basic needs are available through the state to the citizens. We have seen that the economy is also a very important for the development and for the welfare of any state, any government and even any individual also. Now we will discuss how the political science including and influencing the sociology. Sociology is the root of all social sciences. Just now we discuss that all these different social sciences are for the purpose of social knowledge only. So, the sociology is the root of all social sciences. Sociology studies the changes in different social institutions. It discusses the social ethical, economic, cultural systems in society. But it also studies the human relations, social conditions, origin, growth and development of different systems. Their respectives to the forms, rules, customs, traditions, lifestyles, civilization, culture and their influence. So that the scope of sociology is very wide as social sciences and as political sciences also. Many social sciences developed as specified units from the sociology only. Political science is one among them. That the political science and sociology are not only interrelated but also interdependent. Okay, the knowledge of sociology is essential to the political scientist and essential to the study the sociological roots and to understand the nature of the state that through the Greeks never conceived any differences between the society and the state. In the opinion of the Greek philosophers that state is not only a political system but also a social system of value. Social customs help to systemize social setup and social life. Of course, the political scientists give importance to the trend of socialism to understand the behavior of the citizen, of an individual and a part of community. Of late, political sociology developed as a special science and factor that shows how much the functional is important of social institutions on practical life of political parties, groups and public opinion are subjected to the influence of social factors. Of course, for influencing anything, there should be one thing that influence, that support, that against that the thing means here the political life, the political parties, groups and public opinions are subjected to influence the social factors. The political changes in a state cannot be understood without the knowledge of social condition and social institutions. For instance, and the depth of the For instance, and the study of political activity in our country, it needs the study of the social factors like caste, religion, area, language, and also the process related to them. Of course, all these things should be observed, should be learned, and should be practiced in a positive way for the welfare of individual, for the welfare of state, and for the welfare of government. As political science discuss the origin groups of peoples, sociology studies both organized and unorganized group. Political science deal with the all political institutions in the past, present, and the future. Sociology only discuss the race and the growth of all the institutions in a society in the past and in present also. Okay, everyone get it how the political science is influencing and interrelating with the sociology, with the history, and with the economy. All these things already we have discussed, and I think you are pointing all these points and noticing what I am telling and what I am defining and what I am explaining you. In point to point, you have observed that how the political science and what is the meaning and what is the main nature of political science and how its scope is very high in a present time of political sciences, and how the political science is related to other social sciences, and how it is influencing the great philosophers, and how it is changing the thinking of other thinkers, and how it is supporting to the philosophers, and how it is supportive to political thinkers, how the political science is affecting at last at the government, state, and individuals also. So, the political science has got a great importance among all other social sciences. It established theoretically foundations for the better life of the citizens, of course. It explained the relationships among the different political systems. Alone can explain, only the political science can explain whatever the political changes that had taken place in social, in different points, in different times. Okay. Among all the other social sciences, political science explained the modern political theories, concepts, and changing the political dynamics in modern societies. Yes, of course we have observed that how the political science works and how the sociology is involving with the political science studies and how the other social sciences are interrelating with the political studies. Okay, political science maintains causal relationship between other social sciences like history, economics, sociology, ethics, public administrations, after the political science as a subject that we are come to know and we are understanding the society, how it is. But the political science have the comprehensive definitions and progress as the time it will change. Okay, this is the political science and this is the scope of political science, meaning and nature of the political science.